Guys, this is Kelly with City Slickers Homesteaders. So I wanted to show you a project I'm going to be working on today. Some of our herbs are getting to the point to where we need to start trimming some of them, start drying some of them out. Excuse me, this weather's got me sneezing. So I've got this piece of wood. We've actually had it, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it too well because it's, there we go. We got this actually from when we were hiking at Hocking Hills. And we've had it in our garage for probably about 2 years now. So it's definitely nice and dry. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang it up from our ceiling, like probably in our dining room, to hang our herbs from to dry them. So I'm going to start on that project today. So I just wanted to kind of show you it before I got it hung up so you can see what it looked like. I'm not sure if this is like birch wood. I think it's birch, but I could be wrong. I'm not an expert on trees, that's for sure. So if you guys happen to know what it is, let me know, because I'm not sure if it's like birch or I think it's like sycamore or something like that. I'm not sure. So I'm going to work on this today and get this tied up and probably screwed into the ceiling to hang so we can hang our herbs, and then I'll bring you back when I start cutting some of our herbs down to hang. Okay guys, so I'm back in the house now. So what I'm gonna do is I went ahead and I've got 3 screws because the piece of wood is pretty long, so I'm gonna do one on each side and then one in the middle to kind of help hold it up, and then I'm gonna do it from the ceiling right in front of this window. Since we've already got stuff that we dry there, just would make sense to do it there. So I took the screws and went ahead and did like kind of like a triple knot around them, and then I'll screw them in, so then that way I can tie the wood onto the end of the string once I get it connected to the ceiling. You stop, Persephone, silly cat. So but I did want to show you that this is the dill that my husband cut the other day and hung it up to dry. So, and all we use is butcher twine. It's technically a food grade string, so my husband used to be a butcher, so we just use that to tie our things up with, and our cat enjoys it. So I will bring you back once I get the screws up and get the piece of wood up. Okay guys, so I've got the screws and the strings in. I kind of had to pull the strings up because the cat was trying to tear at my new curtains. So I've got those up, so I will get the stick slash log because it's kind of big hung up, and I will bring you back for that. Okay guys, so I got it all hung. So once I start clipping our herbs, which will probably be tonight, then I will get them hung on there. So I just thought that would be a better idea than hanging them on the curtains, and kind of looks nice and rustic and pretty. So I'll bring you guys back when I cut some herbs tonight. Okay guys, so I'm back. So probably not going to harvest a lot today because a lot of it's still kind of small, but some of the bigger stuff like this parsley and everything, I think I'll start to harvest. And some of these have like spots on them, so I may have to throw those in our little compost pile. But what I'm going to do with these, it's actually my first time really harvesting herbs, so if I'm doing anything wrong, let me know in the comments, because I'm still learning on a lot of this stuff. That's why I've also taken an herbalism class online, so I can kind of start learning a little more of the medicinal values of the herbs and stuff. So okay, so I got a little bunch there, because see, I know that as you pick these, it actually encourages new growth. So by doing that, will encourage new growth. We've got some little new ones there. So some of these bigger ones are really the ones I'm picking right now. And you always want to leave some because that's how it's going to produce more. So you don't want to pick more than, you know, say like 50 to 75% of the plant. So you want to leave enough to where it'll be able to make the energy to create more. So I think that's good. That'll make a nice little pile. Sorry, I almost fell, like kneeling down. Cilantro, I'll let that grow a little bit more. Dill, my husband just picked on some of those, so I'll kind of let that bounce back. And then the sage, I might come out here and do that later, but that I'm actually going to do into a bundle because we'll use the sage for smudging sticks. So more than actual, you know, kitchen uses. So it's crazy, like all of these chamomiles I've planted, like none of them have blossomed except for this one that's over here. They're looking a little droopy right now because it's so hot out. So, but with the chamomile, basically all you do is kind of just take your fingers and just pluck the little flower head off. And you do it kind of after they're open. So that's all you have to do with the chamomile leaves. So let me get a couple of these and then I'll show you guys how I'm gonna do up these little bunches of parsley. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I'm back inside. So this is the chamomile leaves that we've gotten so far. So I've just got them in a jar. Well, it's like a little half-pint canning jar. And we just kind of put them in here, and, you know, every couple of days, you know, or a couple times a day, really, I'll go through and just kind of shake them just so they kind of dry out, because you don't want the stems. I've heard those are kind of like bitter if you have those in this tea or whatever you're making it into, if you're making like a tincture or a salve or anything like that. So you just want the flowers. So we've got quite a few in there dried, but every couple of days we'll get some more flowers and I'll just add them in there. And then once we get enough, we'll make our own little tea, which basically, if you have like one of those little metal tea strainer things that you can put like loose teas in, you can use that, you know, kind of fill that up with that. Add like a little lavender if you want to it. But that's like good for relaxing, helping you sleep, just calming your nerves. So, but with the parsley, what I'm going to do is I've got all the ends together. And see, this is like a good sized bunch, so it'll still get airflow. It's not too full. You don't want to make the bunches like really big, because then you'll have to worry about, you know, the airflow not getting on the inside to dry those out, and you could risk getting mold in them. So that's just what I've seen with like other YouTubers and stuff like that, advice on there. So, but I like the idea of just drying them like this. I actually watched an old video from M.I. Gardner about how it's better to hang them instead of dehydrating them, because if they are full of like essential oils in them, they're very like moisture filled herbs, you can risk kind of getting rid of some of the essential oil while you're dehydrating from the regular moisture content that's in there. So obviously with things like that, you want to kind of have as much flavor. And if we go to use anything medicinally, we want as much of the essential oils in there as well. So that is what we're going to do there. So then what I'm going to do is I got some more of the butcher string, since it is food grade string, and since I'm one-handed, you won't be able to see me tie it. So I'll go ahead and tie it and get it hung on our nice pretty little stick up there, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Okay guys, so I have the parsley up there, and then I went ahead and moved the dill from our curtain rod to that as well. I was originally going to kind of hang them a little bit lower, but with our inquisitive little kitty cat, she was quite interested in the string as I was trying to put that wood up, so I didn't want those being too close to her little paws, so she didn't, you know, doesn't think that she can climb up there, and that's her little stick to play on. Because I don't want to chance the, or try to see what the weight limit is on those screws in the ceiling. So, but that's what that looks like. So let me walk around my table here, and I'll kind of show you. So, here's the dill. It's been up there for a couple of days, but I don't know, probably can't hear like the crinkling of it, but it's getting dry. I mean, it's still not fully there. She's still got a lot of the green in it, but it's definitely getting dry. And you can kind of tell the difference where this is nice and fresh, still plucky. So, but yeah, so that's what our end game will be. And then, you know, we can either leave, you know, just the leaves, or we can put them in like a little food processor, blend it up, make it a little powder. Haven't quite decided yet. We'll get to that point eventually. So, but that is the start of our herb collection. Thanks guys, and remember, like and subscribe, comment if you have any questions, or you know, if you've got any tips and trips for me on this, and what other videos that you would like to see. So let me know. See you guys next time.